For the first time in 16 years, you can watch a new Star Trek series on the small screen. But can Star Trek Discovery live up to the heights of the previous series? There are some incredible episodes of Trek, and DSC has a high bar to reach. So what are the best episodes of Star Trek? Well, a group of fans attending the 50th anniversary Star Trek convention in Las Vegas attempted to pick out 10 highlights from the 726 available episodes at the time. Welcome to Final Frontier. These are the top 10 Star Trek episodes of all time. Number 10. The Magnificent Ferengi, Deep Space Nine. When Quark's mother Ishka is abducted by the Dominion, the Grand Nagus offers a huge reward for her return. So Quark, Rom and Nog lead a team of Ferengi to rescue Moogie on Empok Nor. We open with a surprising entry. The episode just pipped the Trouble with Tribbles to the top 10 and is very much a light, humour-filled episode amidst the darkness of the ongoing war with the Dominion. This episode showcases the best of the Ferengi, who can admittedly be divisive. Of all the episodes on this list, this is the only light-hearted one.
A child, a moron, a failure, and a psychopath. Quite a little team you put together.
Number 9. In a Mirror Darkly, Enterprise. Commander Archer mutinies against Captain Forrest to capture a future Earthship found in Tholian space. If that doesn't sound like the Federation, it's because this episode is set in the alternate mirror universe, which was first introduced in the original series episode Mirror Mirror, where the Federation instead developed into the aggressive Terran Empire. This two-parter represents the 5th and 4th to last episodes of Star Trek Enterprise, and what a way to end the much maligned series. The episode starts with a great touch, with alternate opening credits representing the alternate history of humanity in the Mirror Universe. Number 8. Balance of Terror, the original series. As Captain Kirk prepares to perform a wedding ceremony, an emergency alarm sounds. Federation Outpost 4 in the neutral zone is under attack from an unknown enemy. This original series episode introduces one of the most enduring villains in the Star Trek universe, the Romulans. This episode was described as a touchstone for Star Trek Discovery by Brian Fuller. It saw the first appearance of Mark Lenard on the show as the Romulan commander, who would ultimately wind up playing Spock's father, Sarek. Number 7. Chain of Command, The Next Generation. While newly assigned Captain Jellicoe tries to whip the Enterprise crew into shape for a confrontation with the Cardassians, Picard is caught on a secret mission, taken prisoner and interrogated. With Deep Space Nine preparing to take the air, the Chain of Command two-parter was designed to help establish the Cardassians as formidable adversaries. This ruthless and cunning species would be a key player in the Dominion War. A superb story with elements that resonate strongly with real-world events to this day is coupled with some of the finest acting seen in the series, both from Patrick Stewart and guest stars Ronny Cox and David Warner. Number 6. The Visitor, Deep Space Nine. After a freak accident claims the life of Benjamin Sisko, his son Jake refuses to accept that his father is dead. Instead, he lives out his life in an endless quest to find out where his father is. This is the story of the incredible bond between a father and son. We once again are treated to magnificent performances as Star Trek does what it does best, use the genre to tell a very human story. The director David Livingston singles out this episode as his favourite. To quote, "It's probably the show I'm most proud of, because of the impact. People would tell me that they cried after seeing this episode."
Promise me!
Number 5. Yesterday's Enterprise, The Next Generation. A rift in space opens and the USS Enterprise C emerges, changing the timeline into a reality where the Federation is in a bitter war with the Klingon Empire. The only person on the Enterprise D who realizes that something is not quite right is Guinan, and she must help return the displaced starship to its proper time in order for the Enterprise D crew to save themselves. This gripping episode sees the return of Tasha Yar, who was originally killed without fanfare in the first season episode Skin of Evil, and we see her at her best here, trying heroically to save the future.
Let's make sure history never forgets the name. Enterprise.
Number 4. Amok Time, the original series. While the Enterprise is en route to a presidential inauguration, Spock begins to behave erratically and changes course for Vulcan against Kirk's orders. A medical exam reveals his bodily functions are becoming imbalanced, and Spock reluctantly admits to Kirk that it is a time of Pon farr, when a Vulcan must return home to mate or die trying. A great episode with a mix of drama, humour and action. And talking of action, who wouldn't love to see the fight between Spock and Kirk? This is precisely what Amok Time delivers. Who wins? I'll let you find out for yourselves.
What do you mean, if both survive?
This combat is to the death.
Number 3. The Inner Light, The Next Generation. After being caught in a probe's energy beam, Picard finds himself on a distant planet. And that's as much as I will dare tell you. Ask any Star Trek The Next Generation fan their top 5 episodes and The Inner Light will almost certainly feature, and rightfully so. This episode is my personal favourite of all time, perhaps of any TV series ever, and is best approached with zero spoilers. When I first watched this episode with my family, we were all mesmerised for an hour, and it was like a spell breaking when the story ended. I still remember us all looking around at each other, overawed at what we had just witnessed. This scene here is not from The Inner Light, but a 6th season episode called Lessons, where Picard plays a melody on a flute, which is of great significance in The Inner Light. Number 2. In the Pale Moonlight, Deep Space Nine. To save the Federation at the height of the Dominion War, Sisko has to figure out to what lengths he will go to achieve what he feels needs to be done. A masterpiece of an episode that pushes the boundary of the Star Trek universe, with Avery Brooks once again a tour de force as he battles his conscience in a complex and engaging episode that will leave you absolutely stunned and a little bit uneasy.
We had an agreement.
I'm making a new agreement.
Number 1. The City on the Edge of Forever, the original series. The Enterprise crew discovers a time portal, the Guardian of Forever, and McCoy accidentally alters history for the worse. Kirk and Spock follow him to try and undo the disaster and land in 1930s New York. There they meet Edith Keeler, a dedicated pacifist who runs a homeless shelter. But what price will they have to pay to put history back on course? This episode not only revolves around the relationship between Kirk and Edith, but also the ever closer friendship between Kirk and Spock, which would form a key foundation for the series and the films that followed. An absolute classic with a poignant, tragic story and brilliant performances.
I find her most uncommon, Mr. Spock.
Prepare for tomorrow. Get ready.
So, what did you think? These lists are subjective by their very nature, and I know many of you will have expected to see episodes such as TNG's Best of Both Worlds on here. So let me know in the comments which episodes you would like to have seen. Star Trek Discovery certainly has a lot to live up to, and let's hope that one day we will see DSC episodes on similar top 10 lists. For more videos on the world of Star Trek and science fiction, please subscribe and click the notifications bell. For sneak peeks and some personal stuff, please join me on Twitter and Facebook. Live long and prosper.